the Holy Land, where Jesus walked and lived among us. Pilgrims journey here, seeking solace and connection. From Jerusalem to Galilee, faith takes on a tangible form. Join us as we explore the miracles of Jesus and their profound impact. The Gospels are filled with stories of Jesus' miracles. Each miracle, a testament to his divine nature, offers hope. From healing the sick to calming storms, Jesus' acts reveal God's love. These stories transcend time, speaking to our universal longing for healing and hope. Our journey takes us from Capernaum to the Sea of Galilee. Witness the restoration of sight, cleansing of lepers, and raising of the dead. Explore the context and significance of each miracle. This journey invites us to rediscover the transformative power of faith. Jesus' healing ministry brought hope and wholeness. The story of the paralytic lowered through the roof exemplifies faith. Jesus forgives his sins and heals him, showcasing boundless mercy. This miracle reminds us that nothing is impossible with God. Leprosy was a social death sentence, yet Jesus healed with compassion. A leper pleads, "If you are willing, you can make me clean." Jesus touches him, saying, "I am willing, be cleansed." This act restores the leper to health and community, challenging us to show compassion. The centurion's faith transcends boundaries. He believes Jesus can heal his servant with a word. Jesus, amazed by his faith, heals the servant. This story teaches us the power of unwavering faith. Jesus' nature miracles reveal his divine identity. He calms the storm, showing peace amidst chaos. His authority extends to all creation, teaching us to bear spiritual fruit. These miracles remind us of his power at work today. Calming the storm is a parable about faith in adversity. Jesus' presence brings peace in life's storms. Our faith grows as we experience his faithfulness. He promises to see us through, refining our faith. Walking on water teaches us to step out in faith. Peter walks towards Jesus but falters in doubt. Jesus rescues him, highlighting the power of faith. Even when we waver, Jesus is there to catch us. Abundance from scarcity. The Gospels contrast human limitations with God's boundless generosity. Jesus, moved by compassion, performed miracles of provision. These miracles point to a deeper truth: God is the ultimate provider. The feeding of the 5,000 is a well-known miracle. Visualize a remote hillside, a vast crowd, and Jesus teaching. The disciples suggest sending the people away to buy food, but Jesus has other plans. You give them something to eat, he instructs. The disciples point out the impossibility of the task. All they have are 5 loaves and 2 fish. Jesus takes what little they have, gives thanks, and breaks the bread. The food multiplies, enough to feed everyone with leftovers. The crowd marvels at God's power to provide abundantly. This miracle reminds us that our limitations are not God's limitations. When we trust in his provision, he can multiply our offerings. It's a call to generosity, knowing God will provide for every good work. The feeding of the 5,000 is not just a demonstration of Jesus' divine power, it's a profound expression of his compassion. He sees the hunger of the crowd, not just for physical sustenance, but also for spiritual nourishment. He recognizes their need for hope, for healing, for a touch from the divine, and in his compassion, he acts. This miracle challenges us to move beyond simply acknowledging the needs around us to actively participating in meeting those needs. It's a call to be the hands and feet of Jesus, to extend his love and compassion to a world hungry for hope, for healing, for a taste of God's goodness. Just as Jesus took the initiative to feed the multitude, we too are called to be agents of God's provision in the lives of others. This might involve sharing our resources with those in need, volunteering our time and talents to serve others, or simply offering a listening ear and a compassionate heart. to those who are hurting. Whatever form it takes, our acts of compassion, however small, can make a world of difference in the lives of those around us. As we reflect on this miracle, let us ask ourselves, how can we be channels of God's provision in our families, our communities, and our world? The feeding of the 5,000 reminds us that even in a world often marked by scarcity and self-preservation, God's abundance knows no limits. He is the God who provides, who multiplies, who satisfies. And as we align our hearts with His, we too can become instruments of His boundless generosity. The miracle of the miraculous catch of fish offers a powerful lesson about trusting in God's provision. Simon Peter, a seasoned fisherman, has been fishing all night without catching a single fish. Jesus instructs Peter to put out his nets for a catch. Peter obeys and the nets are filled to overflowing. They call for help and both boats begin to sink under the weight of the fish. This miracle is about trusting in God's timing and provision. Surrender your plans to God and trust that He knows what's best. When we step out in faith, we open ourselves to experiencing His miraculous provision. The miracles of Jesus are more than just historical curiosities. They are powerful glimpses into the very nature and character of God. They reveal His heart for humanity, His desire to heal, to restore, and to redeem. Each miracle, a brushstroke on the canvas of time, paints a vivid portrait of a God who is intimately involved in the lives of His children. Through these extraordinary acts, we witness the intersection of the divine and the human. We see the impossible made possible, the laws of nature suspended, and the power of God unleashed in ways that defy human comprehension. Yet amidst the awe and wonder, there's an undeniable intimacy, a tenderness that speaks to the very core of who God is. Consider the miracle of the raising of Lazarus. Lazarus, a dear friend of Jesus, has died. When Jesus arrives at Bethany, Lazarus has already been in the tomb for 4 days. Martha, Lazarus' sister, meets Jesus with a mixture of grief and hope, saying, "Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died." Jesus, deeply moved, assures Martha, "Your brother will rise again." And then, standing before the tomb, He cries out in a loud voice, "Lazarus, come out!" And to the astonishment of all present, Lazarus, bound in grave clothes, emerges from the tomb alive. This miracle, a poignant testament to Jesus' power over death itself, reveals the depths of God's love for us. It reminds us that even in the face of our greatest fears and deepest sorrows, there is hope. Death does not have the final word. Jesus, the resurrection and the life, has overcome the grave, and in Him we find the promise of eternal life. The miracles of Jesus are intricately woven into His ministry, strengthening faith and inspiring hope. They are tangible expressions of God's love in action. For the disciples, the miracles were transformative experiences. They saw firsthand the power of God at work in and through Him. These miracles instilled a sense of awe, wonder, and unwavering trust in Jesus. Even today, the miracles of Jesus continue to inspire hope and strengthen faith. They challenge us to step out in faith and believe in the impossible. In a world that often seems consumed by the ordinary, the mundane, and the predictable, the miracles of Jesus stand as a bold challenge to embrace the extraordinary, to open our hearts to the possibility of the impossible, and to live lives marked by faith, wonder, and a deep-seated belief that with God nothing is impossible. Too often we allow our limited perspectives, our fears, and our doubts to cloud our vision, preventing us from experiencing the fullness of God's power and love. We settle for a life devoid of wonder, a faith that has grown stale, and a hope that has dimmed with time. But the miracles of Jesus beckon us to break free from the confines of our own limited thinking and to step into a realm where the extraordinary becomes possible. The invitation is clear. Will we choose to live in the realm of the ordinary, bound by the limitations of our own understanding? Or will we dare to embrace the extraordinary, stepping out in faith and allowing God to work in and through us in ways that defy human explanation? The choice is ours. Let us choose to embrace the extraordinary, to cultivate a childlike faith that believes in miracles, and to live lives marked by the power and presence of the God who makes all things new. Let us be a people who expect the unexpected, who hope against hope, and who never cease to be amazed by the wonder-working power of the God who is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine. Let the adventure begin. As we conclude our journey through the Gospels, exploring the 37 miracles of Jesus, we are left with a profound sense of awe and wonder. These extraordinary acts of healing, power over nature, and provision are not just stories from the distant past. They are timeless truths that continue to resonate with us today, reminding us of the boundless love and limitless power of God. Each miracle, a brushstroke on the canvas of history, paints a vivid portrait of a God who is intimately involved in the lives of his children. A God who sees our pain, hears our cries, and reaches out to us with compassion and grace. A God who is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine. The miracles of Jesus are not meant to be merely admired from a distance. They are an invitation to experience the same power and presence in our own lives. They beckon us to step out in faith, to believe in the impossible, and to expect the unexpected. They challenge us to open our hearts to the possibility that the same God who healed the sick, calmed the storm, and raised the dead is still in the business of performing miracles, both big and small, in the lives of those who believe. The question is, will we accept the invitation? Will we dare to believe that with God, all things are possible? Will we open our hearts to the extraordinary and allow the transformative power of His love to work in and through us? The journey of faith is not always easy. It is a path that is often marked by uncertainty, doubt, and challenges that test the very core of our beliefs. But it is in these moments of testing that our faith is refined, our dependence on God deepens, and we discover the true depths of His love and faithfulness. The miracles of Jesus serve as beacons of hope along the way, reminding us that we are not alone in our struggles. They remind us that the same God who parted the Red Sea for Moses, who gave Daniel victory in the lion's den, and who empowered David to slay Goliath is still with us today, fighting our battles, calming our storms, and providing for our every need. These miracles are not just historical events, they are timeless truths that transcend time and culture. They speak to the very core of who God is, a God of miracles, a God of the impossible, a God who delights in showing Himself strong on behalf of those who love Him. As we journey through life, let us hold fast to the hope that is found in the miracles of Jesus. Let us allow these stories to inspire us, to encourage us, and to remind us that with God nothing is impossible. Let us be a people who expect to see God move, who believe in the power of prayer, and who never lose sight of the truth that we serve a God who makes all things new. The world today is desperate for miracles. We live in a time of uncertainty, fear, and brokenness. We long for healing, for hope, for a touch from the divine. And yet too often we allow our doubts, our fears, and our limited perspectives to prevent us from experiencing the fullness of God's power and love. But God is still in the miracle-working business. He is still in the business of healing the sick, setting the captives free, and making the impossible possible. He is still in the business of transforming lives, restoring hope, and bringing beauty from ashes. The only thing that limits His power is our unbelief. The miracles of Jesus are not just stories from the past, they are a call to action. They are a call to believe in the impossible, to expect the unexpected, and to step out in faith, knowing that God is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that we ask or think. So let us be a people who believe in miracles. Let us be a people who expect to see God move in our lives and in the world around us. Let us be a people who are known for our faith, our hope, and our unwavering belief in the power of the God who makes all things new. Let us be a people who are living, breathing testimonies to the truth that with God nothing is impossible.